Yo, what is going on here? Welcome back to another video. So we have a special line from SteelSeries of all people. Today I'll be comparing their new performance line, which is 3 new mouse pads coming from SteelSeries, priced at around $40, which is the same price as the GSR and CPA, but will be able to be found in all different stores like Best Buys, Walmarts, your local computer store, likely. Like, these will be everywhere. So I'm glad to see these coming to market, but this isn't a full review on it, as there's already plenty of reviews, and I really do want to get to the meat and bones. I'm going to compare these to a couple of popular options, like the Artisan Zero and Raiden Soft, and show you guys how they stack up against some of the best. So let's just get started. So to start, we're going to start with the QCK control. All of the new QCKs have this kind of grayish logo stitched into the surface. The control has a little bit more texture though. When comparing it to something like the Shogun, we will be using stock skates from the Pulsar X2 Crazy Light, which are decently balanced. So when using something like the Shogun, you're getting a lot of static friction and dynamic friction. So when you're making these really quick adjustments, there's a lot of tugginess. When compared to the QCK control, you are getting a lot less dynamic friction, but I would argue that the static friction is on par with the Shogun, but it is definitely a quicker mouse pad. When doing one of those generic push tests, we're just going to push it to the side. You can see the QCK control does have a good amount of speed, but this is with a good amount of force pushing it to the side. When compared to the Shogun, that higher static friction is going to be at a plus for the Shogun, as it's stopping it almost halfway through the pad, while the QCK control is going across the entire pad. Going over this more direct comparison, this is the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Standard. This is a $30 option with the same surface as the Saturn Pro, but it comes with a very similar high density rubber foam base, this being their Japanese rubber. And when comparing the two side by side, I would say they stack up much more closely. The QCK control is giving you less dynamic friction than the Saturn, but the Saturn is giving you a much smoother and softer experience, even though the base is significantly thinner. The firmness of the QCK control I would put at somewhere like a Artisan Soft. Next, we're going to the QCK Balance. This is the one this is my second favorite mouse pad out of all of them. It just reminds me of a standard control pad, and it's more traditional in every sense. You're getting a really nice plush base, decent firmness, nice rebound. But like I said, this isn't a review. We're going to go compare it to the Artisan Zero, which I feel it stacks up the closest to. So when compared to mouse pads like the Zero, you already know the Zero has low static, high dynamic. So for longer sessions, you will have that dynamic friction that just works better for you. Compared to the QCK Balance, I would argue it has around the same amount of static and dynamic. They feel almost identical in every single way. The only thing I would say is that the Zero has significantly more texture, so its sleeves is not going to be as friendly, but the QCK Balance I would not say is sleeve friendly either, as it does have a slightly open surface weave, but it will be significantly better than the Zero when it comes to sleeves. When it comes to your basic push test, if we just do a quick slide on the Crazy Light, you're getting around almost the entire mouse pad, which is a simple flick. Go over to the QCK Balance and you're getting something similar. You are getting a little bit more static friction, but this is a really kind of test. This doesn't really give you the true story. I would say the Balance does have more static friction than the Zero, but the dynamic is similar enough that you wouldn't really notice it. Going on to another Kurosun pad, this is just out of pure convenience since this is Kurosun's Balance option, and it's another high quality mouse pad. We're going to do the same exact swiping test here, going in a large circle, and I would say, yeah, these are about the same as well. I would say that SteelSeries did put these in a really good spot. This feels almost identical to the QCK Balance. You are getting significantly more static friction on the Balance compared to the Samurai. The Samurai just feels overall quicker in its static friction, but its dynamic friction is slower. So if you were to do this quick push test, as you see, we're stopping closer towards the middle of the mouse pad, but that high static is keeping the mouse in motion for longer. Compared to the Balance, we're going to do the same push test. It does go further on average. Like I said, this isn't a real scientific test, and I would just say that the Samurai has a higher static, but the dynamic of these mouse pads are very similar. And then now we have the best thing since drinkable water. This is the QCK Speed. This is my favorite one, flat out. I'd never thought a SteelSeries mouse pad, a SteelSeries Speed pad would be on my desk for long. This gives you all the same surface, high density rubber foam base, nice stitching, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We're not gonna go over a full review. We're going straight into the comparisons. So in the intro, I did say that I was gonna compare it to the Raiden Soft, but I unfortunately do not have the Raiden Soft. I do have the Raiden Orange Rubber, which is a custom mouse pad made by Artisan themselves. And you can see it's pulling up here a little bit, but this is a sample with the Raiden surface on it. So we're gonna get the same amount of speed as you would with a Raiden. And when we're doing these large circles, This mouse pad is fast. Like, this is just a fast mouse pad. The Raiden is always going to be quick. You're going to get a very low amount of static and dynamic friction, and if you were using something like speed skates like I have here on my OP1 8K, you're just going to get just straight slickness, and it's just good. Comparing it to the QCK speed, this is noticeably slower with a little bit less dynamic friction, where the circles don't feel as quick, and the static friction is definitely more, where if I was swinging the mouse from side to side on the Raiden, I don't really feel it stopping compared to the QCK speed. I do get significantly more stickiness on my left and right motions if I'm doing them this quick. And overall, they perform very similarly, but I would put the QCK speed in the same tier as the Energon, but with a much firmer and better feeling base. The surface weaves look very similar. Here's the image of them so you're able to actually see it, but they are very similar to the Energon, but this just feels like a better Energon in every way. And so far, it's been my favorite mouse pad. Out of the three, this one stayed on my desk the entire time I had them. I only pulled the balance out yesterday. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I have a massive series coming up on how to be a content creator, including the gear needed, how to edit, and how to market yourself, which will be starting next week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on so you can get that video as soon as it releases. And hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.